Hello, my beautiful aquarium peeps. Welcome to Mama's Weeds, and today we are on a little field trip to visit a very special friend. This is Stim. He's an African side-neck turtle, and we're here to visit him and his mother and teach you all about him. So right now he's eating his favorite snack, which is scrambled eggs. So while he's doing that, why don't you tell us about how you got Stim?
We actually just went to a pet store and saw him in about 1 inch of water with several red-eared sliders that were stepping all over him. And we thought that was a little odd, and the line was super long, so we left, went to get some food, came back about 2 hours later, and he was still in the same corner. My husband thought he was dead. We asked the pet store representative, and said he was alive, and we started looking online about the turtle, and asked why he was only in 1 inch of water, and she said that that's all they could keep up with in their aquarium because it would leak if it went over where the key slot is. So we knew he was being mistreated, so we decided to take him home.
Well, how about that? So how big will he be when he grows full size?
According to online, about 8 inches, so he's not real far from as big as he will get.
Cool. So what would you recommend for tank size? We have rated to a 75 gallon, just because if he does grow anymore, he's going to need bigger. The kit we bought at the store was 40 gallons, so by the time we added everything he needs from the filter and the rocks and those types of things, we felt like it was a little too squished. So just for the future, to prevent buying a second aquarium, we took that one back and we just bought the 75 gallon, and I think that will work for the rest of his life. Plus, I know a lot of times with the kits, then the stuff that comes with them is just not high end, not really what you need. So you probably did better to get the big tank and buy the other things individually. So does he need a friend or anything?
According to our research, he's very aggressive and he doesn't like to be with any other turtles or fish. They do a lot better and live longer if they're on their own.
So he's a loner.
Yes.
Alright, so let's talk about what all you have in here.
Okay, we have, we just added a little friend here that my niece picked out. This is actually a plant from you. I don't know what it's called.
That's a moss ball. It's good to keep the water and the odor down, and it just keeps everything a little bit cleaner.
And he does love it. He actually plays with it. He pushes around his nose and sits on it and everything. It's kind of hard to see. It's a little turtle. There are like calcium drops you can put in. We usually keep those and put 1 or 2 in a week just to help with the calcium. So he is aggressive though. When you put one in, he usually bites its head off. I don't know if that's normal.
So what's a wooden thing?
This is a log that he likes to lay on top of, or he just stands on it. And underneath here he can swim around. You do want to make sure not to get one that's too small, because they can get stuck in the items that you put in their tank and drown, because they have to be able to get to the top to breathe. So be very mindful. I'm no pro, but I can tell you I've read stories about the turtle can get stuck. So make sure if you add things, if he grows, he can still fit.
Yeah.
This is his basking area. This one's 15 inches tall, and we actually have it lifted up on some items to be able to make the filter function. But he spends about half his day basking underneath the heat lamp, so that's definitely a requirement for the fish. And then this is just another ramp for him to climb up. We have the filter flowing, and we just received new plants from you.
Yay! So let's talk about these real quick. It's just a Java fern on a piece of driftwood and some Java moss on a rock. So the reason these are good in the turtle tanks, one, that Java fern will grow up to about 1 foot tall, and it doesn't harm it if it's out of the water, so it doesn't have to be totally submerged. And second, they're not rooted into the sand or the substrate, so if a turtle knocks it around, it's not going to harm the plant at all. It just moves it around.
Perfect.
So that
I'm excited
will turn
about
out good.
those.
Plus it'll keep oxygen and less algae in the tank. So let's talk about the the filter real quick.
Oh, the filter. Okay. Here's our filter. You can see it flowing down. It's pretty big. This is actually our 4th filter we went through. I will say, from all the different ones we tried, This one's actually for a 200-gallon tank, but it's the only one that has kept the water clear. Even with doing weekly water changes and scooping out the poo and extra food every single evening, the other filters just weren't holding up. Those went up to 50 gallons, and this 200-gallon one has kept the water moving and clear. So
Cool.
if you're struggling with your water not staying clear, I would recommend. This is I think it's a Cascade 1500, and I can tell you Amazon's about half the price of the pet stores.
Cool. Okay, so how does he sleep? Does he sleep?
Oh, he sleeps quite a bit. It's kind of creepy how he sleeps, because he sleeps different. Sometimes he just hangs his head. He'll sleep up on his rock up here, and his head will just hang down. Or we've even seen him literally lay on his sides, like his body's upside right, and his head just dangles. So, but you can tell he's asleep because when his eyelids close, you can definitely see it.
Well, he sure is a dandy. So, we're going to talk about some of the items that y'all have upgraded that are very helpful in keeping his tank ready and clear. I do know the water has to be warm.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
We do the water changes just to ensure we're not putting cold water in there. We do half tap water and half like almost boiled water, not quite boiled, but we keep it on the stove and get it hot, about 7 quarts at a time. Mix an equal amount of tap water, and then my husband pumps that into it just to keep the water that's being added to be so it's not freezing.
Okay.
When it was really cold this last week here, with all the snow, we actually did the water changes every night. We just took out 1 or 2 5-gallon buckets worth and pumped in just warm water because it was dropping below 80. So as long as he has warm water, he's going to be happy. It's the main concern with his tank.
He's just so cute. So we're going to go through some of the items here, and you can tell us what all these do for Stim.
Okay, we're missing a few items. It's been a couple weeks on back order with the delays in shipping, but I can go over the few things for you weekly. The Uvb Light, which is what you're looking at, that would be like your sun replacement, or acts as the sun for vitamin D and help with calcium. The turtle fix, I didn't know this about turtles, but they can get, I guess, different kinds of infections. But the only one I've really read about or seen even from him is his eyes will get like scaly and have a little extra skin hanging off. So that, you can just put a little bit of that in there and it will help. The main thing that naturally helps is their heat lamp. So make sure they have a basking area. You probably won't need the turtle fix much, but it's good to have. His food sticks, we give him a few of those every single night. Sometimes 5, sometimes 10, just depending on how much he'll eat at once. What you're looking at right there, we do that every week when we add the new water. It just kind of helps neutralize, I think it's for the chlorine.
So when you first got him, did you have to let the tank cycle for a couple of weeks, or what was the deal on that?
No, we didn't have to do that.
You just had to bring it home, add some water conditioner, and make sure the temperature was right?
Yes, once the water's right, we always add this since we use tap water, and then we always add the turtle conditioner and sludge destroyer, which the sludge destroyer isn't shown, or the turtle conditioner that I was showing you in the tank earlier, the little white turtles. That turtle conditioner will help control diseases, and the sludge destroyer actually is like a beneficial bacteria. It breaks down waste and helps with the odor. So those are the 2 things not shown, but you would definitely want both of those.
Okay, what are these for?
That's just by choice. Every night when I clean the tank out with the net, I scoop the extra food and the turds. Those are just like bathroom, I think 4-gallon bags. And they're scented, so I feel like it's less gross to clean the stuff out.
Good thinking. Okay, this?
That's the heat lamp. That's a 75 watts, the biggest one they have in the store. The heat lamp needs to be at 80 to 90 degrees to prevent infection, and never less than 70 degrees. And then these are just the dome lights we went back and purchased. They were quite a bit bigger than the ones that came with the original kit, so we bought the biggest ones we could find in the Uvb and the heat lamp.
Alright.
Just make sure on your heat lamp, you notice this one says splash proof. That is important because often, obviously the turtle can splash, and if the lamp gets wet, you want it to be splash proof.
it for today, and I hope you learned some tips to decide if you want to get an African side neck turtle. We appreciate your time, and thank you for joining us in Mama's Weeds. Bye-bye.